What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Bible Time. So for today's lesson, we are going to be talking about the story of Ruth. So in this story, we have Ruth and we have Naomi. In the biblical times, the story of Ruth meeting her Boaz is a very prominent story. So before she even meets her Boaz, she has to leave her homeland. So she follows Naomi and she follows her to have a better life. Verse 19. So the two of them went on until they came to Bethlehem. And when they came to Bethlehem, the whole town was stirred because of them. And the woman said, "Is this Naomi?" She said to them, "Do not call me Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went away full, and the Lord has brought me back empty. Why call me Naomi when the Lord has testified against me, and the Almighty has brought calamity upon me?" So Naomi returned, and Ruth the Moabite, her daughter-in-law, with her, who returned from the country of Moab. And they came to Bethlehem at the beginning of barley harvest. Now Naomi had a relative of her husband's, a worthy man of the clan of Elimelech, whose name was Boaz. And Ruth the Moabite said to Naomi, "Let me go to the field and glean among the ears of grain after him in whose sight I shall find favor." And she said to her, "Go, my daughter." So she set out and went ahead and gleaned in the field after the reapers. And she happened to come out to the part of the field belonging to Boaz, who was the clan of Elimelech. All right, so pretty much what I got from this story is that Ruth had to have faith. Faith without works is dead. And we know that without Ruth having faith, she wouldn't have been able to meet Boaz, who becomes her husband. Ruth had to be able to trust Naomi to know that by leaving this land, they are going to have a better life than what they both currently have. So she just had to be able to believe in something, even though she may have not been able to see it just yet. She was taking a leap of faith. And sometimes in this life, you got to take leaps of faith in order to get to the things that you want and desire. God already knows the desires of our heart. We just have to be able to believe in them in order to get those desires. So in this story, faith is the catalyst and is what is allowing Ruth to be able to see everything that she could have ever imagined. Now, I'm going to relate this back to, and even in terms of dating. Sometimes in dating, we normally always date the people that we are used to or that we're comfortable with dating because this is what we know and what we're accustomed to. But sometimes you got to date outside of what you're normally used to in order to get a different result, because insanity is the definition of doing the same thing and expecting a different result. If I say that I'm a man of God, but then I want to go and date someone that is of the world, then that doesn't make sense. Or I want to be the man of God, but I'm also being double-minded. And so I want to pick and choose. I want this type of woman for this time, and then I want this type of woman that's more godly. It doesn't make sense. And then James chapter 1, verse 8, and it reads, "He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways." It goes back to me not having faith in God and having faith in knowing that He's going to be able to provide me with the wife that I desire. So stay tuned for another edition of Bible Time. Peace.